welcome to Good News Online, today's top stories. Breaking news, the snow hits the Midlands and will it start to stick and cause delays? Looking at the hygiene and first aid items which can stop cross-infection. Other news today include the sport and look at weather to see if there's any delays. Hello and welcome to Dudley News Online. Well, today's top stories: as snow hits the Midlands, will it cause delays? That's the questions for everyone driving tonight and today. Well, we've got two travel disruptions. But first of all, drivers are being urged to plan their journeys if there's also snow and ice in the area. Well, the Met Office has issued a yellow weather warning for today for the result of snow and sleet currently affecting the Midlands. People are being encouraged to allow for extra time for their journeys and warned they could face delays. The showers are set to continue throughout the day with temperatures falling below freezing today, and is expected to be another cold one. And we could see more sleet throughout the day. You could hear the weather in full detail at the end of the news. Well, first we have the travel disruptions on the M6 due to an accident, and the A4117 Far Forest due to ice. So it's causing delays already as it started to fall. Let's get other news today now. Well, we are starting a new campaign for mental health to follow the link called Mental Health Awareness on Twitter to get people involved. If you want to get involved in our February campaign, please go to our Twitter page called Dudley News Online and look up the link. The link will appear on social media later today. Peaky Blinders fans step into the new Shelby's world when the Black Country Living Museum hosts a special 4 nights dedicating for its BBC drama. The show has filmed parts of 4 series at Timpton Road Museum, and on September 7th, 8th, 14th and 15th, visitors will be plunged into murky underworld of the Brummie Gang. Visitors can dig out their flat caps and flapper dresses to take on stroll around the set of Charlie's Yard. The Shelby scrap metal business, where illegal goods are moved along the historic Birmingham Canal network. There will also be live music and entertainment from the roaring 1920s. Tickets for the popular events will go on sale to the museum members only Thursday the 18th of January. Just sort of missed it. And there will be a general sale on 10 AM on February the 1st, so please get them out ready. Unlimited daytime entry for 12 months, 25% off for their friends and family during daytime visits, 20% off food, drink and shopping. Sophie Howell, the museum developer coordinator, said we've worked to develop a really attractive package for those who are thinking of joining us as members. Not only to get discounted access to events but throughout the year you'll be able to book a new Yeet behind the scenes tour with thousands experience. There's even a chance to have an extended led tour around the museum's stores with house some 80,000 objects, as well as a tour around Banks Brewery. Prices start from £30 a year for a single membership. To become a member, to book on event tickets, please visit www.blbclm.co.uk. Police have released images of people they want to trace in connection with a series of rush robberies in which victims have been attacked in their own homes across the Black Country. With individual pictures of suspects of being involved in house raids that have been seen victims threatened with weapons before jewellery and cash were stolen. These studied at 5 homes spread across Bradley, Chapel Ash, Westcott, Bleak, West Bromwich and Wednesbury between January the 13th and 18th. A further 3 raids took place last night, on Friday, all in Wolverhampton. Himley Pub is offering free food to people who work for Macmillan Cancer Support. The Himley House, Chef and Brew Pub on Wolverhampton Road will provide a main 3 meals to the charity's professional until January the 31st. Well, Green King, the owner of Chief and Brewer, has a national partnership with the charity and the generous offer to thank his staff for their hard work over the festive season. Well, Andy Matthews, the general manager, said the care and support that Macmillan professionals provide makes such difference to the local community, which is why we want to reward Macmillan for professionals in Himley by giving them a 3 meal. 6 teenagers have been arrested on suspicion of murder as Rizwan Ali at his house party in Willenhall. The group aged 17 to 19 were arrested by detectives yesterday morning, but were later released on conditional police bail, but pending further inquiries. 19-year-old student Razin Ali was found collapsed on his dress in Willows Road, Willenhall, at 1:15 a.m. on Sunday, 14th of January, having suffered a knife wound to his chest and was pronounced dead at the scene. Westminster Police Detective Inspector Ian Wickens from the Forces Homicide Unit will believe that there was a fight at some stage that has unfortunately led to the young man's losing his life. 50 people may have been at the party at some stage. For each those likely have important information to help with an inquiry. They feel it's better because the number of people they have arrested, but it's the end of the matter. It's not, and we are trying to hear from them. Get in touch with us so you can hear your side, their side of the story, the tragic loss of the thoughts are with Razin's family and friends, who are understandably shocked and distraught about what's happened. Anyone with information or anyone who's at the party at Willows Road, ask to contact Westminster Police on 101 or call the independent charity Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111. Well, coming up we have how first aid items and hand gel can actually stop cross-infection but also give vital first aid and life support. We're looking at after the break. See you in a moment with more Sunday News. Hello and welcome back to Sunday Morning Show with me, Callum Rawlings. Well, it's Sunday Morning Show, but what we're looking at very closely today is actually something rather different. Well, we're looking at hygiene and to stop cross-infection. So, what do we have here? Well, we have hand sanitizer. Now, workers who work in the care profession, any kind of workers, do normally use hand sanitizer. But one other thing they use is this. Gloves. But what else could you use gloves for? Well, we'll use gloves in a first aid kit. So this first aid kit here also not only carry plasters, bandages and other things which we should really need, but it also carries gloves. And what's that to stop? It stops cross-infection. But what happens if you go to someone in cardiac arrest? Well, another thing you could carry, resuscitation face shield, and that will actually help with cross-infection. It will stop cross-infection. So, this is what you should really carry within a first aid kit. You should carry a first aid kit, but inside the first aid kit, you should have your average plasters, which obviously you should use these most than other things as well, such as cuts. A head thermometer, and a heat retaining blanket, which is similar to hypothermia, anything like that. As the weather is getting colder and it's snowing now, you might need to use this. So within this first aid kit we have hand sanitizer, gloves and resuscitation face shield. You can buy these from anywhere, but these are really good if you're stuck, and if you are first aid trained you should know how to use one of these. So that will stop cross-infection. What is cross-infection? Well, let's say the person has a cut and you do CPR and you have to do reviving on them. You'll need one of these. If you don't need one of these and you have a cut and they have a cut, you can use cross-infection. That is an infection or could possibly turn into a disease. So, that is what it is. Now, I think you should be okay with that. Hello and welcome back to Dudley News Online. Other news today, and Andy Street intentionally wanted to raise his council tax prospect by £12, but settled at £10.80 for each Band D property in a bid to pay for the running for his office and his transport plans. But the Tory mayor's proposals were thrown out by West Midlands Combined Authority, YWMCA, Cabinet, which involves 5 Labour Council leaders and 2 Conservative. The Labour leaders, including Steve Ing from Sandwell Council and Sean Clapperland from Walsall Council, all voted against the plans. A Loud supermarket is proposed to be built on the site of the former council offices in Sedgley. A Loud store could be built for former council offices built in Bilston Street in Sedgley. The land is being considered in Bilston Street for a new store where Dudley Council buildings were knocked down in November. Ward councillors welcomed the move, saying that it will boost trade, eliminate antisocial behaviour. An Aldi spokesman said it will always be considered locations and stores across the UK, including in Sedgley. Once they've confirmed the location, they will update the local community. The proposed new store, which will create new jobs in the area, will be the latest to open in Sedgley. Well, in August, the town welcomed the new Asda, which opened in the former site of the Co-op. The proposed sites for Aldi located in Bilston Street between Gold's TV store and Bilston Street car park. It will be used to former house council offices and be used for its housing department. Well, the 8 staff were moved at the building demolished under council cost cuttings. A Dudley man who has continued to persist his former partner breach of a court order despite starting a new relationship with another woman, has been locked up for a year. Judge John Waite told Thomas Fry, aged 25, it was clear he would not let his first love go, adding, "You want to have your cake and eat it." Well, Fry had been with his first partner for 8 years and then had 2 children. After he split up, bombarded her with strings of text messages. He was convicted of harassment in September 2016 and was barred having any further contact with the woman. Joanna Barker, prosecuted, told Wolverhampton Crown Court that James Brindley told to claim things before she was stabbed to death. Murder trials hears. A schoolboy has told the jury how saw a murder victim hold an arm aloft as if to calm things seconds before he was stabbed in the Black Country Street. James Brindley looked to be backing away as he was made his jester in a scuffle at the entrance to the Croft Park in Little Aston. A penland worker had bleach sprayed in her eyes by a shopper after she asked him to not push in the queue. The teenager was within 3 friends. So I've gone totally wrong thing. Here's weather now. So about that, here's your weather now with Becky Michael. An audio description.
Hello there and good morning. It's a chilly start for parts of the northeast this morning, a sharp frost around, but we're starting to see a band of rain and snow push into other parts of the UK through the day. So let's take a look at what we've got out there this morning then. A cold, bright start for northeastern parts of Scotland, a sharp frost around too. Wetter, milder and a bit windier elsewhere though, not feeling particularly mild, particularly chilly actually for some northern parts of England. A little bit milder towards the southwest, but some heavy bursts of rain and fairly cloudy skies to start the day. We've got some weather warnings in force for today. We've got a warning for heavy rain across parts of Northern Ireland, but the rain as it pushes eastwards into Scotland, Northern England and parts of Wales and southern England will begin to turn to snow through the morning and afternoon. Many places seeing a few flakes through the day. Not everyone though. Some of that rain and snow will just tend to stick as rain, particularly along parts of the southwest where it's a little bit milder with highs of 12 degrees today. As the evening wears on, we'll stick with some snowfall across parts of the north, but it will gradually turn to rain through this evening, perhaps washing away some lying snow that's formed during the afternoon. It's turning drier from the west, so drier end of the day for Northern Ireland, some clear spells forming as well, and those clear spells gradually getting in to parts of Wales and the West Midlands through the end of the evening time. Now as we head through tomorrow, it's definitely a bit of a more positive picture for some of us. Some sunny spells around, 1 or 2 showers, generally milder for many places, but there's a bit of a breeze taking the edge off those temperatures, and we're sticking with breezy and windy conditions through the rest of this week.
Hello and welcome back to the news online today. Now we've got some travel updates now. The M6 West Midlands, 1 lane closed due to slow traffic due to an early accident. There's ice on the A4117 on Far Forest. Traffic is coping well. Last updated 40 minutes ago, so hopefully it has not been any more incidents. The snow has started to fall in the last hour. Also, let's just look at the sport for you now. Well, not a really good start to sport today, as Wolves lost 2-0 against Nottingham Forest, and West Brom drawed 1-1 with Everton. Now, as you know, due to yesterday's cancellations for some matches, such as Stourbridge FC, which decided to quit due to the waterlogged pitch at 1:45 after a football pitch inspection, well, they decided to replay the game next week. That is sport. There you are, back to the studio. Now, thank you very much for watching Dudley News Online Sunday morning show with me, Callum Rawlings, and the rest of the team. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.